Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. Sorry for the long absence here on YouTube. It's been a lot going on, relocating, a lot of changes, business opportunities that are looking. I'm actually, for y'all that don't know, I used to live in California. Now I moved to Dallas. Now I'm getting ready to move again for some business opportunities. So I'm about to move back down to where it all began in Houston, Texas. So it's been a lot going on, having a house built, dealt with some BS from a builder and what do you call the preferred lender for the builder. End up having to get out of that contract and go into a new contract with a new builder and a new neighborhood, new house, all that. If you want to hear more about that, I'll talk about it at the end. Just for information for people when you're going out trying to buy a home, especially if it's a new build home, things you should be looking out for. But we'll do that at the end. You didn't come to see that. You come for what you've seen on the thumbnail. We're going to be talking about how to create dispute letters and the strategy you need to be using. And we're going to also talk about questions you should be asking. If you wanted somebody to work on your credit, there's questions you should be asking, right? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. You should be asking me those same questions because it's important to understand, especially with some of these people asking for huge amounts of money, want you to pay them every month. You need to be asking some serious questions, put them on the spot. And need me, as you having my own credit repair business. I mean, it's called Advanced Loan Credit Services. It's in the description. You need to be asking these important questions. That's why most people, I tell you to email me, because you need to be, as me, as a credit repair, I need to be transparent with you. I need to let you know what's going on and show you that I can help you. It's not always about what I can get off your credit report. That's not true credit repair. That's a part of it, but I need to be training you. How do you build your credit? How do you maintain your credit? What should you do? Should you be opening up all these accounts? When you should open up these accounts? It's a lot of other things that go into building a solid credit profile, not just focus. We're going to talk about some of that stuff that are red flags. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some of the biggest mistakes people make when they're disputing stuff with the credit bureaus. We're going to cover all that. You know how I do it. I get detailed on this channel. I'm not just going to give you like they say, no fluff. And then once you squeeze it, it comes to nothing. So we're not going to do it like that on this channel. We're going to give you some serious information. So stay to the end so you can catch and don't miss anything, because it's all about giving you real information. Now, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers that have came to this channel. This channel is all about giving you real information. Invest and build your credit and wealth. I'm ready to expand on this channel. I'm actually going to be getting some, once I get into our new house. Whew, this has been drama, but once you get into the house, get my office set up, definitely going to be getting some new video equipment, get me a mic, and really want to grow this channel and give out good information. I'm also going to start having weekly live Q&As, just because people want to ask questions and you want to know the real answers, right? So I'm definitely want to grow. I'm so committed to moving this channel, and just after the last couple of videos, the amount of people that have been coming to the channel, now I'm more obligated to get this information out to you. So, hey, I'm here for you. Like I said, if you got any questions, email me. I will get back to you. You can ask anybody who has dealt with me. I'm very accessible, and I'm passionate about helping you. I'm really passionate. Been there where you at. My life has changed when I changed how I dealt with credit. It wasn't about how much money I made. My wife is a nurse, always made good money. I'm an operational manager, always made good money. But I realized that it wasn't about how much money I was making. It was about how much money they were taking from me. And then that eliminated how much money I could invest back into myself. So that's why I'd say, oh, no more. I need to, this is definitely something that's holding me back from being financially free. So enough of that. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share to the channel, and let's get into it. So first thing we're going to talk about is how to create a dispute letter. You may see me look over this computer because I was writing a lot of notes. Make sure I don't miss anything in this video, because I don't want to miss any information that you need to be able to improve on your credit, right? So this is all about strategies and things you need to do, things you need to put in your letter, why you need to do that, and why is this so important. So the first thing I always tell people is, when you want to put together a dispute letter, there's two things that you need to have in your dispute letters. One thing if it's going to a creditor, one thing if it's going to the credit bureaus. All this extra information and fair credit laws, unless it is specific to what you're disputing, leave that stuff out. Don't overwhelm the credit bureaus with a lot of unnecessary information. Right. So the first thing, if you're dealing with the bureaus, you want to use section 623, 1681I. And I want to kind of read this to you. It say, in general, subject to subsection F, and except as provided in subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item of information contained in a consumer file at a consumer reporting agency is disputed by the consumer, and the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall, free of charge, conduct a reasonable investigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and recorded the current status of the disputed information, or delete the item from the file in accordance with paragraph 5 before the end, before the end of the 30-day period, beginning on the date which the agency received the notice from the consumer. So that's all you need to understand about that. And you can put that in your dispute letter if that's what you wanted to do, or you could break it down into a smaller, but that's it. You don't need to put any other regulations, any other stuff in there. You just want to say, hey, it is your responsibility to investigate any dispute I sent you free, and you should be given a reasonable investigation on this. You need to understand 1681I. That is for the bureaus, right? Now, if you're dealing with the creditor, you want to use 1681S. I'm going to read this one to you, and then we're going to go into some other stuff and why. Okay, duty of the furnisher of information to provide accurate information. Reporting information with actual knowledge of errors, a person shall not furnish any information relating to a consumer to any consumer reporting agency if the person knows or have reasonable cause to believe that the information is inaccurate. Reporting information after notice and confirmation of error, a person shall not furnish information relating to a consumer of any consumer reporting agency, right? So it is the creditor's responsibility to provide accurate information. And why I'm telling you this is, a lot of times with some people in this industry, don't want to call no names, right? They only go after the credit bureaus. Remember, they're just holding the information. Even though it's inaccurate, they're holding information. The original creditor is supplying the information. The creditors don't put that just openly, just throw something on your credit report. The furnisher, who is the creditor, has placed and sent that information. Now, based on how they sent that information through the codes that may be in Metro 2, and how they're supposed, because Metro 2 tells them how they're supposed to be entering this information into the system that the credit bureaus relate and then put on your credit profile. So if they don't enter the information correctly and they send it to the credit bureau, the credit bureaus are going to enter the information inaccurately. But a lot of people in our industry, Don't want to call no names. They don't understand that. So all they want to do is dispute with the credit bureaus. Now I'm gonna tell you why you want to do both. Why you want to go both ways. Because dealing with the credit bureaus and original creditors, listen, the end game is to get it fixed. Right. And in that end game, you want to make sure that I am presenting this. So if I have to take it to the next level, like take them to court because they are not fixing inaccurate information that they're supposed to be fixing. And because they're not fixing the inaccurate information, I've been getting denied credit. Now you got something against them, but you have to do it in the proper form. You can't just do it any kind of way because you set yourself up for failure. And I'm gonna explain all that. And it's gonna come as I talk to you, you're gonna be like, okay, I see what he's talking about. Some of the biggest mistakes people make in creating a dispute letter, right? They dispute more than one item. Remember, don't give the credit bureaus any reason, excuse to be able to find something that they can prove is accurate to send it back to you. You find the item that you know is disputing inaccurately, and you dispute that one item. Don't dispute 5 or 6 different items. Sometimes we get in that habit because you find so many things wrong. Even sometimes for me, I have to back myself, man, they got like 5 things wrong on here. But you have to remember one thing at a time. Yes, it's time consuming. You want to get it done as fast as possible. But you also want to say, you know what, this is inaccurate. I'm only going to dispute this one item because now I force the credit bureaus to dispute that one item. If you put 4 items on there, you're trying to tell the credit bureaus to dispute 4 different items. How do you know that they're going to actually dispute those 4 items? They may just dispute one of them because within the 30-day time frame, they may not feel like they can do it. And if they can't get it done, then now they got to delete the whole account, right? So they may not even dispute all of those, right? It didn't get a letter back saying it's been verified. So biggest mistake, dispute one thing at a time. I know it's time consuming and you're trying to get it done, but you want to do it right. You want the results and do it right. Be specific in what you're disputing. So say you're disputing late payments, right? Don't just say, I'm disputing the inaccurate late payments or the inaccurate late payments on my 2-year history. What month, what year are you disputing that's inaccurate? Be specific. So if you dispute that one item that's late, just say, I am disputing the late payments from June, July, and August of 2021. I was not late. Next thing, send in, especially if it's not all together. So meaning Equifax says you were on time, TransUnion said you was late, Experian said you was on time. It's off. Or 2 of them say you're late, 1 of them say you're on time. It's late, it's off, something is wrong. So send in a copy along with your dispute letter. Circle this inaccuracy. There's an inaccuracy. I don't care what nobody say, the credit bureaus share information. So you say, you circle I was not late, or you're reporting late, I was not late. So for that credit bureau that says you were late, you're going to send that in. Where the other 2 said I was on time. How do you say I'm late and 2 other credit bureaus say I'm on time? Be specific. Experian has reported me on time for this month. Equifax reported me on time. You're reporting me late. You circle that and say, I'm disputing that late payment. These other 2 credit bureaus have said that I am on time. Please investigate, right? That's what you be specific. If it's a balance inaccurate, I am disputing the balance of such and such $2,520. That is inaccurate. Please investigate this balance because it is reported inaccurate. Whatever it is, past due, be specific in what you're disputing. Why? Because again, if you just say I'm disputing an inaccurate, incomplete information, maybe you get tired and you're like, I know this information, they're not fixing it, and you want to take them to court. The credit bureaus are going to be like, well, what were they disputing? I really don't know. What do they mean it was inaccurate? What balance was inaccurate? Right? Be specific in whatever you do when you send to them. One thing at a time, be specific. Narrow it down for them. Don't make it so broad to help them be able to come back with a verify, right? So, you always want to make sure, I'm looking at my notes, sorry, but I'm looking at my notes, but make sure that you're sending it. And then, send in, when you pull your credit report, circle the inaccuracy, send that in with your letter as proof that they're reporting it inaccurate. Now you've done that. Now, this is where people quit. That was reported inaccurate. What should you do? Most people tell you to send in a method of verification letter. No, what I tell you to do is, now that that's reported inaccurate, don't send another letter into the credit bureaus yet. Now you're going to send a letter into the original creditor, because now you want to use 1681S. You are the furnisher, and you are furnishing inaccurate information. And I am putting you on notice that you are reporting inaccurate information. And I'm sending you a copy of my credit report to show that you are reporting inaccurate information on my credit report that is causing me to get denied credit because of your inaccuracy. Because again, they supply the information to the credit bureaus. So now you got that letter from the credit bureau saying that you verified this as accurate. And when you send that letter to the original creditor, you also going to say, I disputed this item with the credit bureaus. They sent me a letter saying you verified that this item was accurate. I've circled to show that this is not accurate across the board. Please update and send me a letter showing that you have updated and corrected the inaccuracy on my credit report. Remember, you want to set stuff in stone in case you want to take it to the next level. See, me, I'm all about how do I get it to the next level? That's why with me, it's all about how does the court look at things? Because that's where it's at. We got to get out of letting people get away with stuff. What does the court say? Because if the court say it's inaccurate, believe me, their legal team gonna say, yeah, we need to fix this. So they may have some legal grounds, right? Right. And then when you tell them I'm putting you on notice, say that the neglect to update, not the neglect, I shouldn't say that. I should say the reason you do not update this information, or I'm on notice that I am letting you know that you are reporting inaccurate information on my credit report. And by you not fixing or correcting the inaccuracies that you're reporting on my credit report after I put you on notice could be deemed as neglect. So I'm letting you know as the consumer that you're reporting information, and I'm showing you proof that the information that you're reporting is inaccurate. So that's so important for you to do, to put the original creditor on notice. Make sure you send in a copy of the verified letter you got from whatever credit bureau and send it in to them as proof that you verified, whoever in your part verified that this information is accurate. So now you want to go at the original creditor. Now, once you send that letter in to the original creditor, now you're going to do a method of verification letter to the credit bureaus. Now you're going to be asking, how did you verify this information? Who did you talk to? What was the information that you received back from the original creditor that would deem this account as being reported as accurate? So could you please reinvestigate this inaccurate item for whatever it is, be specific, let them know that you disputed this. They received this notice on this day. That's why some people like to do certified letters, so they know exactly when the credit bureaus received that letter and when to start their 30 days. You don't have to do it. Some people like to do it because they want to know that. Me, if you want to do that, do it. I mean, but it's not a live person receiving it. So it's going into a general mailbox, and then it's automated. They open it up. They got some more automated systems. Open up your mail, read your letter, all that stuff. That's another reason why you don't want to put multiple disputes on there. The system may be just picking out one dispute. Just send in one dispute at a time, right? So you may want to, because you may want to put the credit bureaus on notice. Say, okay, you received this February 1st. March the 2nd is 30 days, and you want to know that you had these 30 days, and you just want to know when they received it so you can start the countdown, right? And you want to put that on. You received it on March. I mailed you a disputed letter. You received it on the 1st of March. On the 30th, I received a letter saying that it was verified. I am redisputing this item. I need to understand how you received information that would deem you to send me a verified letter. Who'd you talk to? And then at the same time, send that information into the original creditor. So if you need help putting that letter together, shoot me an email. I can show you how to do it. It's not very difficult. And all this information, again, anytime I do classes, anytime I do, I am updating, and I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'm updating my master dispute package. I'm putting it more in a book format so I can start leaving more notes and to make it more, make it easier for people to understand what the purpose is of affidavits and why you should use it, when you should use it, what kind of information, stuff like that. So I am building it out a little better, make it into a book format with a lot of information. A lot of times when I find good information, I stick it in there because you need to have this information, especially when you're trying to improve your credit. So let me scroll down a little bit. And then also when you're dealing with the original credit you send a letter, let them know, say, I have been denied credit because of your inaccuracies that you're reporting on my credit report. Let them know. And if you actually have a denied letter, send them a denied letter. Let them know it's because of the inaccuracy information that you reported. Leverage. It's all about leverage, right? Because they may look in and maybe they can't find, maybe they was wrong. No, you were on time that month. And then send an update to the credit bureaus, right? And have them delete it off there. Maybe they can't find that if they can't prove it. Whatever. You always want to, don't just send letters to the credit bureaus. Put the original creditors on notice. Even if it's a collection company, they are reporting. They fall up under the same Fair Credit Reporting Act. They fall up under the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. They fall under Metro 2. Send them a letter. Even collection companies. You got collection companies out here reporting that, not putting your original creditor name on there, not saying you got a past due balance. You made a payment when you've never made a payment. Send that into the credit bureaus. You get that response back. You send them, hey, you verified this, and you show them all the inaccuracies that are reported on your credit report. That's really leverage for the credit, for collection accounts, right? That may get you that deleted off your credit report, right? And then say, I need information back that you've corrected these inaccuracies on my credit report. Because I'm gonna tell you, collection account, I'm gonna have a class, a detailed class on how to deal with collection companies. But just I see people that say, I got $2,500 for shit. Man, I'm not paying the collection company $2,500. They just gonna have to take me to court. They just gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to, right? And if I do, I'm gonna settle for way less than, I'm gonna settle for less than it's gonna cost me to get an attorney. So if I owe $2,000, I may send them $800. When I do that, I'm gonna do it in a restrictive endorsement letter, and I'll follow up with that class to a detailed class on that. You're not gonna get all that. I'm looking at what's the leverage for me. I'm not gonna take you to court and pay more money to a lawyer unless I'm gonna do it myself. And I don't have that time. I ain't got time to do all that. I got other business adventures I'm trying to do. So it's more important for me to get it off my credit report. So, but this method can be used for medical debt, but I'm gonna do another class because there's so many other strategies and so much other things you can do with medical debt. I am gonna have a class specifically for medical debt because there's a lot of other strategies and a lot of other things you can do beside this. This is something you can do, but I'm gonna have a specific class on medical debt and dealing with collection companies because there's a lot of different strategies that you can use to get that stuff removed off your credit report, and that's a whole nother class. So this is just, you're trying to put a dispute letter together. You're trying to figure out what is the steps and methods that I need to take to try to address the inaccuracies that are reporting on my credit report. Some of the manuals you want to use: the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, and the Credit Resource Guide. It's real important that you understand, especially the Credit Resource Guide. It is where Metro 2 is. So it's very important that you understand it. That manual is huge. It's also in my master dispute package. I mean, all these manuals are in that package because you need to understand that to be trying to put dispute letters together. Understand what does the regulations and policies say, and how can you place these inside your dispute letter to let them know, hey, you are required to do this. So that's the thing that you definitely want to do. The next thing you want to do is, listen, I'm a credit repair company, right? I do videos on YouTube. I answer people questions. Anybody talk to me, I give it to them real. I ain't gonna tell you I can get something off your credit report when I know good and well, unless I can find a serious inaccuracy that I can get it off, right? But I will tell you how to improve your credit and what is the next best steps to do to improve your credit. Every negative item, depending on the age of it, because our industry is driven on score, right? Let's keep it real. Like I tell you on this channel, I'm gonna keep it real with it. It's driven by score. So what we tell you is, hey, I could raise your score 100 points. I could raise your score 80 points. I could raise your score 50 points. The reality of it is you need to think of it, I'm not going to worry about the score. I want to worry about how can I improve my credit profile? How could I make my credit profile look better to a creditor? That's your mindset, right? Because the score would take care of itself. So quit allowing people in our industry, keeping it real with you, to get you caught up on the score. Next thing, because we're going to talk about, how do you find a good credit repair company? We're going to talk about this. But in our industry, the first thing I want to tell you is don't be driven by the score, right? Be driven on, when you look at your credit report, how would it look to a creditor? Put yourself across from yourself. Put yourself across and you say, I want to go here and borrow $20,000. If my best friend was, I'm the creditor and they're coming to me and wanting to borrow $20,000 from me, and I have their credit report sitting in front of me, would I give them that $20,000? See, we have to be honest with ourselves, because being honest lets you know, hey, I know what I need to do to reestablish and build my credit report to be able to borrow money like that again. Listen, you have to take it seriously, because credit is the access to money. If you don't have the access to money, you cannot grow your wealth. I don't care about how much money you make at a job. It's how can you get access to money? Rich people can stay rich because they got access to money. People open businesses because it gives them the ability to have access to more money, right? And for them to have that, be able to open a business, at some point, your credit, personal credit, plays a major part in that. Nobody's going to loan you $100,000 business loan to get a business when your credit is messed up. So improve what your credit look like. Don't get caught up on just the score. And that's what so many people make mistake. And I have to tell my clients, get off that score thing, right? So next thing, listen, if somebody's showing you scores of Credit Karma, think about that. That ain't even a FICO score. They already trying to get you. It's not even a FICO score. So somebody's showing you, hey, I had these deleted, and pop up a Credit Karma Vantage score. And then people, oh my gosh, my score is this on. No, you want your score. People should be showing you FICO scores. And then on top of that, you have different FICO scores. Is that a FICO 8 score? Is that a mortgage FICO score? Is that a FICO 2, a FICO 4? Right? I mean, you got to look at the FICO. If I'm gonna go buy a house, because if you go, even if you got Experian and you pop it up and the first score pop up, that's just a general FICO score. If you pay the updated version, you can click and it's gonna have a mortgage FICO score. Your regular FICO score could say 650, but your mortgage FICO score could say a 594. So when you go, you're thinking your score is a 650, but then when you go do a mortgage application, they come back and say your score is a 594 with Experian. Equifax, it's a 599, and with Experian, it's a 605. But when you looked at the regular FICO scores, you was like, well, all my scores are over 620. Yeah, but not your mortgage. So you have a mortgage FICO score, you have a credit card FICO score, you have a car FICO score. Understand all that stuff, right? So don't let people send you some Credit Karma score of a 758 and get you thinking that that's your FICO score. Most lenders go off FICO. There are some lenders that use Advantage scores, but most lenders use FICO scores, right? If you look at it, Credit Karma, most of the credit cards they show you are subprime credit cards, right? It's geared to get you to I mean, they get paid for advertisement, but they advertising you on these cards that are subprime cards that you're only going to be able to get $500, $700, maybe $1,000. Like who? You want credit cards that's going to give you $5, $10, $15, $20,000 credit card, and Credit Karma ain't showing you none of those credit cards. If I'm lying, shoot me an email, show me. Because I mean, I got Credit Karma. It's just an information source for me. But I don't look at the score. I just look at what my utilization is. Did anything pop on my credit? Did they report? That's all I use Credit Karma for. So somebody showing you some Credit Karma stuff, you better be going the other direction because they don't know what they doing. And I tell them to their face, you don't know what you're doing if you showing me some Credit Karma score. That ain't the score I'm looking at. That ain't the score I want you to show me. You know, the next thing, we're going to talk about questions you should ask if you're going to be dealing with a credit repair company, right? Hell, ask me those same questions. I ain't special, but I'm going to keep it real with you, right? So question number one, what manuals do you use to dispute inaccuracy credit information? Ask them. If they just say Fair Debt Collection Practice Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act, don't fool with them. Because they should understand Metro 2. And if they don't understand Metro 2, and they don't understand manuals like the Model Medical Protection Act, right, that deals with medical debt, there are things in that manual that you can use against the furniture, which hospitals, because there's certain things hospitals need to do or supposed to be doing when it comes to medical debt, right? There's other manuals that you need to that they need to understand to be good at what they do, right? So ask them, what manuals are you using, right? And second question, What is your strategy when disputing collection accounts? Do you directly dispute with the collection account? If they tell you no, don't fool with them. Because if you're scared to deal with a collection company, that's telling me you don't even understand how collection companies operate. So if you deal with some of these companies that just say, nah, we just dispute with the credit bureaus, then they no good to you. If they're not going to attack the original creditor, if they're claiming that they can get inaccurate information off your credit report, think about it. They should be able to go to the original creditor also and let them know you're disputing inaccurate information. I need you to fix this. But if they don't want to deal with them, then what good are they? Or they may give you the excuse, well, we don't want to waken a sleeping giant. Really? These jokers are reporting this on my credit report and you don't want to wake them? Nah, I want to wake them up. I want to wake their asses all the way up because I want this shit off my credit report. So if they not report to a collection account or going after a collection account, making sure that they don't know what they're doing. They need to know what they're doing, strategies. That's what do. I am going to have a class on strategies with collection companies, keeping it real with y'all. Third question. Do you send me copies of all disputes that you send out? Yes. Do you get those copies? How you know what they send and what's in the letter? You may look at the first set of letters and be like, these some BS letters right here. I ain't paying them jokers another motherfucking month. Excuse my language on YouTube. But I'm not paying these jokers another dime of my money if these are the type of letters they're going to be sending out. Right? Understand that. Let's quit getting scammed by these jokers. It's an easy money, right? Next question. What is your strategy with dealing with medical debt? Ask them what their strategies are. Ask them, okay, what are your strategies? Do you go to the originals furniture? Do you go to the urgent care? Do you write letters to the medical facilities about this debt? Are you asking? If they tell you something about a HIPAA, they need a HIPAA release form, listen. The HIPAA release form, everybody signs when they go into a hospital because you don't want the transferring of information. Somebody has to have information. They must have a legal or a right to have this information. It doesn't protect you from medical billing. It's just medical information. So you got a lot of people out there spilling out bad information, like telling you that, oh, you need a HIPAA release form, right? Yes, they need it. It all depends. Collection accounts don't have to have a HIPAA release form, right? And I give you a deeper class on that. When I do medical debt, I'll break all that down to you. But it's a lot of people just giving out such bad information, and then they give you this information and you don't get the results. That's the part that irritates me. So listen, they're asking what is their strategy for medical debt. And again, I'm gonna have a video on medical debt. Probably gonna be my next video on medical debt. And then I'm gonna have another video on how to deal with collection accounts. What are the strategies? We're gonna do all of that, but I need to break it down to you in detailed form so you can follow, right? The next question you want to ask is, how do I contact you if I have questions? And what is your turnaround time to reply to my email, text, or phone calls? Because I get people that call me after they've been dealing with somebody they don't like and be like, yeah, he worked with me and now I can't even reach the guy. The guy don't return my phone calls, my texts, all that. Ask them all of that, right? And then so you can have a better understanding. I will get back, because when they don't do what they say, cut them off. Now, I'm not saying, like, even me sometimes, I have a full-time job. I tell people to email me, text. I'm not always walking around with my business phone, but I will every day I check it though. So, and I reply to people, hey, can we set up something this day, this day, this day? It's been a few times like, oh man, I missed your text. I didn't see you text me. And I get right back to them, especially if it's been too long. I will pick up the phone, call them, email them, everything, let them know, hey, I'm sorry, but I missed your call, but I'm here. How could I help you? I would definitely get back to you. But you need to know, what is their turnaround time? Right. The next question, are you creating a dispute letter tailored to my dispute, or are you using template letters or a credit software system? Ask them. If they're using templates, leave them alone. And we're going to talk more about that at the end, right? If they're using the credit repair software, that's just, to me personally, I like to personally put together credit dispute letters, personalized. But you get some of these credit repair companies that probably got large volume that say, hey, I can't do that, my volume. But to me, you need to add somebody to your staff. That's just me. Add somebody to your staff that can help you, show them how to put their dispute letters together. You could have some kind of format, but not something you just spit out every day that just got my name, address, and it kind of says the same thing. I don't like that. That's not a system I like, right? But you get a lot of people want to sell you these systems, right? And pay a bunch of money for these systems that are sending, kicking out the same letters over and over again. So ask them that. Understand how they're putting your letters together. And 7, last belief, why should I use you as a credit repair company? Ask them, why should I use you as a credit repair company? They should know. They should have those reasons. What makes you different than anybody else? Why should I trust in you to do that? I'd say ask these questions specifically. I mean, I've had people that pay $1,500 for somebody to work on their credit, and they may have got 2 items removed. You need to ask these questions, right? It's important to ask. You could even ask me, because I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? I don't even take anybody's money unless I review it, let you know what your challenges are, what you're gonna have to do, what I can get off, what I not can get off, but I can show you how to improve. Before anything, give you that choice, right? And then we go from there. But I'm not gonna tell you, oh yeah, I get this. I can tell you that's reported inaccurate, that's reported inaccurate, that's reported. We could try to get it off, especially collection time. We can try to get it off, but if we can't get it off, now it becomes a choice for you. We've done our part. We have the letters to prove that you disputed it. We sent the letter into the collection account. They still don't want to remove it, right? We know it's reported inaccurate. So now you got a choice. Do you want to do a settlement and just say, I'm done with it? Or do you want to take them to court? No, that comes down to your options at that point. I'm going to make them take them to court because I got proof that you said it was disputed. I was disputed. You verified it. I sent the letter to you. You verified. You didn't change it. Now I'm going to really put you to the test, because do you even have legal right to collect this debt? So now I'm coming at you with your reporting inaccurate information, and I'm going to see if you even got a right to be even collecting this debt. You should have just let it ride, took a settlement or something, and let's be gone and remove it. But now you done took it to the next level. So now I'm really going to put you on, because most collection companies don't have the information, right? But if you only owe them $400, you ain't gonna pay $1,200 to get a lawyer. That don't make sense. You pay them more money than what the debt's worth, right? So use a restrictive endorsement letter, master restrict, and then you owe them $300, send them $150. So, but we'll talk about that strategy more, right? So, those are the questions you want to ask, right? You want to ask those questions. You want to make sure, if that's the route you take, then make sure you understand who you're dealing with. Me, I try to push people to buy my master dispute package, because save you a whole lot of less money. 2, you're going to learn a whole lot. And 3, if you need to help somebody else in your family, now you get way more out of it. And it's very detailed. And even I'll post it up the table of contents in my description, and I need to add on to that because I've added, it's probably closer to 75 items in that dispute package. It's a very detailed. And I've had people buy say, man, you got something right here. You got a lot of stuff in here, a lot of detailed stuff. People really don't talk about, like they keeping this stuff a secret. No, it ain't. The secret is out. I didn't blow it all up. That secret is out. I'm gonna give you all the information that you need. And even if you bought it and you have any questions, you can call me. Anybody, you could put a message in. This guy call you back if they have a question. Yeah, they're gonna tell you, yep, he calls you back. So I push people to buy the package more than I try to do the service, right? So because I know you'll learn more, but I do it because everybody don't have the time. And some people get frustrated with it and they just, hey, I got kids, I got a job, I got a husband and a wife. I don't have time to do this. I just need somebody else to do it that I can trust to do it. Then yes, I'll do it. But I don't charge people monthly. I have plans. I have a 6-month, a 1-year plan for single and couples, right? And you ain't paying every month. It don't make sense. Like, I'm not trying to add a bill, pay it, get it out the way, and let somebody work for you, right? So that's how I operate. I don't believe in monthly plans. I'm blessed. I need to be giving something back, right? And not always want to take. I know, and I'm not saying that people that own a business shouldn't do that. That's their own business model. And I'm not going to say their business model is wrong and mine is right. I'm just saying, for me, sometimes you just got to give back a little bit. I mean, yeah, I'm going to charge because it's taking some of my time, but nah, I ain't trying to break you. And I'm going to tell you about, you paying $1,500 for some credit repair, that's breaking you. To me, that's excessive to me, but that's me. So, and I have a credit repair business. Let me tell you, the last thing I'm going to say is, especially, I'm going to tell you one thing irritate me is, much as I love and I get on TikTok and be tripping on TikTok, when I look at people trying to do credit repair on TikTok, that irritates me. Because first of all, credit repair is much deeper than 3 minutes to 1 minute, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. And then somebody trying to sell you templates on there, man, please get up out of here with that. Quit trying to sell me some templates off TikTok. And then telling you, hey, write this letter. I can get all these things deleted off your credit report. Man, don't fall for that, please. That'd be irritating me. And then I see comments, people be falling for that mess. Man, I'd be like, wow, they didn't fail for it. He got him. Quit that. TikTok, man, quit that. Credit repair is much more detailed than that. Now, if they're giving you a TikTok and say, hey, if you want to learn more about this, please go to my YouTube, my podcast to get better detail on this. But to say, pop up a letter and say certain things, no, it's more to it than that. Give everybody all the information. Quit giving me little bits of information and leaving me hanging. Like, don't do that. So, that's pretty much it I have for today, man. I hope and pray that I gave you some real valuable information on trying to put a dispute letter together, what strategies to use, what you want to put in your dispute, how you want to be specific, what regulations to use, going after the original creditor, kind of what you should say. I hope I gave you the information. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me and listening to me and all my new subscribers. So you know the deal. Like, subscribe, and share to the channel, and I'll be bringing you some more videos. I think that next video I'm going to be bringing out is probably about medical debt, because medical debt is the most most people have on their credit report. So I need to do a good class on that. But I appreciate y'all. This is Invest and Build Your Credited Wealth, and I'm out.